Weird. So hi, everyone. I believe we have people starting to come on. I think it's just taking a second. Do you see people coming on, Kailash?
Yes, 82 as of now, 84.
Okay, great. I'm going to, all right, so I'm going to start off. I'm going to kick us off. Welcome again to part 2 of our 4-part webinar series on strengthening the immune system with the Living Foods lifestyle. And thank you everybody who joined last time. It was really exciting to do this for the first time. And thank you everybody for joining again. And we hope we continue to see you every week. And thanks to everybody for starting to chat and just letting us know where you're coming from and who you are. That's what we encourage you to do. So please put in your comments into the chat. But if you have any specific questions, which I can see people are starting to do, please use the question and answer on the bottom of your screen. And we're going to gather all the questions and leave time at the end for a Q&A. So I'm Michelle Peak. Some people might not really recognize me, but I just thought I should introduce myself this time. I'm one of the teachers at the Institute, and some of you might have seen me here and there. I'm not a senior teacher. I've come in and out. So it's nice to see some of the names. I recognize some people, and then for those of you who I've never met, it's nice to have you here as well. So today we have a special treat. Lalita is going to give us a nice talk on nutrition and the immune system, followed by Carolyn doing a demonstration on a simple recipe that we can all use and we can all start using at home. And then finally, we're going to follow with a question and answer session with all of us here to answer questions that are coming up. So please put your questions in that are relevant to the topic. If anything is really personal or specific, please just try to private message us on info@. So if there's something you want to talk to a teacher about, you can email info@wigmore.org and I'll put that into the chat. But I don't want to hold this up any longer, and I'm going to pass it over to Lalita. And welcome and thanks for coming. Lalita, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so we're ready to pass it over to you.
Okay, let's see. Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, you look great and we can hear you and everything is starting off wonderful. And Caroline, we can see you too if you want to say hello. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
So she'll be coming to us later. And Kailash, if you want to say hello.
Hello, everyone.
So Lalita, you can start with the presentation. Thank you.
That's good. I am so happy today to be with all of you. I welcome all of you, the graduate students that they are very dear and we are missing you. I welcome also the students that came to the first webinar and they are here with us again. And I welcome the new ones. I'm feeling really emotional and really, this is just a great opportunity to keep talking about the immune system, because the other webinar, we were talking about how can we support the immune system? But today I was feeling that we need to talk really about the immune system itself. I'm going to have a PowerPoint, and I hope we can work together with me and the PowerPoint. And the immune system really impressed me, because the immune system is always ready to support us. And it's like an army, because in the immune system, we have some lymphocytes that they are kind of commanders. And then these lymphocytes are sending some chemical messengers to the soldiers, and they have to act. And this is I want to discuss with you, because you can see what is going on inside of your body and how we can support that amazing army. Like I put in the PowerPoint, is similar to a defending army, and is ready to protect us in any given moment. From who? From pathogenic viruses, bacteria, fungi, cancer cells, or another invaders. Wow, they are ready all the time. That amazes me. We have such a strong immune system. Now, who are really the soldiers, the commanders that they are going to protect us, that they are going to be in action when something is going on in our body that is not correct for the body? They are the white blood cells. And the white blood cells, they grow in the bone marrow. I'm going to show you a picture. Let's see if you can see a little bit. Maybe it's not such a good picture, but what I want to show you here is the bone marrow. It's a long bone, and you see that from there, the white cells grow. Now, it's very important, another organ, which is the thymus. Remember, the thymus is here, under the sternum and between your lungs, and it's very important. I'm going to explain to you why in a few minutes. Also in this picture, you have the lymph nodes in your neck. Here we have lymphocytes. Then we have also under the armpit, is in the picture, and in the groin, we have very important lymph nodes over there. And I want to tell you that the lymphatic system is very important, because the lymphatic system for me is like a pool. And you know who is swimming in that pool? Yes, important lymphocytes. Our immune system is swimming in that pool, and the lymphatic system is part of the immune system. And that is the reason because we recommend you to do exercises, because if you do exercise, all your lymphocytes, all of these soldiers and commanders, they are going to move better. And we, at the same time, we are moving the lymphatic system where this immune system is swimming, right? And moving. It's moving, the lymph is moving into the nodes, the lymphatic nodes, and moving over there and enter over there and getting more important lymphocytes and releasing what is not good for the body, means that this is amazing in the way that they work. But now I want to show the next slide, because in the next slide, I'm going to explain to you. I hope you can see a little bit. On the top, I'm going to explain to you what you see, right? On the top, you see a bone, right? And it's open bone, and then you can see better, right? The bone marrow. Here we have cells, stem cells, the mother cells. And these stem cells are going to be the one that give birth to who? To two important types of lymphocytes called T cells. These T cells, they have two jobs to do. They are helpers, and that helper cells, very important, and the other T cells are suppressor. And you know why we call T cells? Look what's happened now. When they are born, right, from the stem cells, they are not mature. Then they have to go to the thymus to be mature. Then they go over there, but guess what? The thymus is a school, because there they are going to learn all the duties that they have to do. On the other hand, we have the B cells, but the B cells mature in the bone, and then they come, they are first small cells, and then they immature, but they mature in the bone, and then they go down because they will be ready to produce antibodies. If you can see the picture in the second line, in the first line you see the thymus, right? But if you see the thymus, you are going to see arrows that are moving to the center. Do you know what that means? That the T cells mature. They are in the center, right? And you have three circles. The circle in the center is where the cells are ready to work. They become commanders. Now, they are really connected with the B cells. If you see arrows on the left, you are going to see that they are connected to them. They have a totally close connection. And you know what happened? When the commander is the T helper, huh? The commander is the T helper in this moment, notice that something is going wrong in the body and a stranger is trying to, or invader is trying to come in. You know what? The helper said to the B cells, work. And the B cells, according to the invader, we don't know which kind it is, maybe virus, bacteria, or something, is going to release the antibodies. At the end, on the left side, you see antibodies. Okay. If you look at, again, to the right side, you see the thymus, you see how we move into the T cells, that they are mature. But if you keep in that column over there, you are going to see another T cell that is mature. But that T cell that is mature is going to give birth to another cell, cytotoxic. It's called cytotoxic. Huh? I hope you can follow me. That on the right side, the cytotoxic. That cytotoxic is a cell that is waiting when the virus comes and invade our cells. The helper T helper cells or lymphocytes, they are sending the message to cytotoxic cells and said, hey, go and kill right now the cells that were invaded by virus. It's not interesting? That really is a good story for me. I hope it's a good story for you too. Now, something else that I want to show you is you see in the center, here, the arrows and the cytotoxic cells are going to another place that is called lymphokines. The lymphokines are here, and these lymphokines are very important. And you know why? Because they are central to amplifying immune responses, amplifying the immune responses. Can you imagine? But important point for you to hear. For that cell, lymphokines, to work properly, we cannot be under stress or minimum stress, because when we are under the stress, these cells really are not efficient workers anymore. The stress really affects them. Now, I want to talk to you about the T cells. We have twice, remember, two different types. Helper, remember? And the other are suppressor. What that commander is doing, that commander say to the B cells, the one that produce antibodies, said, okay, finish, you are done. When the B cell release enough antibodies, because you know something? the suppressor has to stop the B cells. Otherwise, it's going to be so much production of antibodies, and then that antibodies just are not necessary. And you know what happened? They could start attacking us. Very interesting, right? Now, what I want to say is that they also, the T suppressors, they also suppress the helpers, because maybe helpers are overworking and then said, oh, it stopped working. It's not interesting. I really, in this way, is the way that I get connected with my body, when I know how my body works. Now, all these T cells, B cells, the T cell, all these cells, you know what they need? They need a good food, because they need to work properly to be energetic and to do the job. You know what they need? They need proteins. They need essential fatty acid. They need iron, zinc. They need also vitamin B. They need vitamin A, C, E. Amazing amount of vitamins that we can get in our living food. Now, I am excited because I really want to share with you two important points already go. Exercise, use trampoline if you have a trampoline, because you are really moving your lymphatic system very well. And also you have to eat properly. Now, I'm going to go into the next slide, because I want you to know you can find antibodies in the mother's milk, in the saliva, in the respiratory secretions, in the intestinal secretions. You see, we can find this amazing protection in different parts of the body. But I want to talk also about something else in the next slide, and is the barriers to infections, or the barriers to infection. Okay, look, we have the skin that protects our body, but we don't have a skin to protect our mouth, because we need to open the mouth to eat, right? We need to open the eyes to see. We don't have a skin covering. And then what I want to say, the lining of the mouth, they are barriers. The linings of the gastrointestinal tract, the nostrils, the sinuses, the bronchioles, the lungs, the genitourinary tract, and the lining in the eyes, all of them are extremely important, because if an invader is coming, a bacteria or virus or another invader, you know what they do? They right away begin to multiply the cells quickly, like creating a wall. And also they release mucus too. They want to create this wall, and then the invaders cannot penetrate, or the invaders cannot be attached to our mucus and then penetrate. And it's not interesting, but the barriers, all these linings, need the same food that the T cells need, proteins, vitamins, minerals, very, very important, the nourishment for them to work properly. Now, another important aspect of our immune system. Our immune system evolves with the gut microbiome or microbiota. Wow, microbiome and microbiota is what we used to call friendly flora. After all this research and knowing that we have thousands of bacteria, family of bacteria, we are also discovering that they are working for us to have a body that is functioning properly. But very, very important is that our immune system evolved with them. They work together. They keep us healthy. They protect us against unwanted microbes. And this part is coming in the next webinar, because Carolyn is going to talk about microbiome, the connection with the immune system, and the colon. Very, very interesting webinar. Continue with this conversation. Now, I'm going to go again into the food, because we had the food pyramid in the last webinar, and I want to go quickly through the pyramid, because if you look at the bottom is greens. We really need greens, and greens in different stages, like a sprout, like microgreens, like baby greens, and we are going to have a smoothie soon, and I choose this smoothie because in this smoothie you're going to have many nourishment, practically all the nourishment that your immune system needs to keep function properly and balanced. Then we have vegetables, important vegetables too, non-starchy vegetables. Then we have oils, which is so important, right? So important for the immune system, all these oils. And essential fatty acids extremely are important. Then we have grains, and then we have a fruit, very powerful antioxidants. In this pyramid, I want to point the sauerkraut. I point the sauerkraut because this is an excellent food for this microbiome. We have microbiome all over the body, in the mouth. If we don't have microbiome in the mouth, we could have candida in the mouth, right? Because there is a balance between both of them. We want to have 80% microbiomes, right? We have it all over the body, but the majority concentration is in the gut. And then sauerkraut is excellent food for them. And then I will remind you, before I move into the smoothie, I want to remind you how important are the exercise, sleep well, hydrate your body, and be positive. Love yourself and work with your self-esteem. Connect with the others. You have connections through the internet now. Connect with your family who is in the house. Go deeper and get more connected with who you are inside, really deep inside. Now I want to show you and also sea vegetables. I didn't mention the sea vegetables, which are giving us very good amount of minerals. Is the one that I didn't mention. Okay, now, here we have a simple smoothie. They strengthen the immune system. We are going to use 2 tablespoons of soaked chia. We are going to use 1 and 2 cups of berries. We are going to use some celery, maybe 2-4 stacks of celery, 2-4 cups of green, the best green that we can get it. And we are going also optional to have ginger. And this simple and amazing smoothie is so good for you to start the day. Enjoy, really enjoy the simple smoothie. Prepare in your home tomorrow, okay?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Caroline.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
You have a little bit of an echo.
How's
So
that?
anyway, I'm always looking at my screen. I mean, I just like,
better? Did the echo stop?
yes, I think it's better.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the kitchen. I'm going to make the smoothie that Lalita just described. The immune booster. I used to call it the Lalita smoothie. I'm going to give you some suggestions on different ways to make it. I don't want to blend on this beautiful, video. I don't want to make noise. So what I'll do is I'm going to tell you what to do and put it together, and then I will bring out the end result. So I'm going to pretend this is my blender. okay, the base. I do use Vitamix, you know, but any high-powered blender would be great. So we're gonna start off with what Lalita said is the chia. And she told you 2 tablespoons. So it's 2 tablespoons a person soaked. I like to do it the night before and leave it in the fridge. This is 2 tablespoons soaked, excuse me. This is probably about a cup to a cup and a half of water. And when you do this, it grows. I think it grows almost 10 times its size. And this is very good for the chia because now you've activated it, right? And this is the difference. This is living food. So when you have this, you're getting all your omega oils, the 3 and 6 fatty acids, and you're getting fiber, and you're getting minerals, and you're getting protein, all in this chia, okay? Every morning, I think every morning I eat chia smoothies. Once Lalita made this smoothie for me, I was sold. And now I got my husband and my kids sold too. With them, I add some other stuff, and I'll tell you about that. So here's the chia. I would put this first in my blender, just like this. And if for some reason you didn't put enough water, you can add the water in and move it around, but try to add a lot of water so it really grows, okay? So there's the chia. In the pretend this is the base of my blender, right? I like to put the chia in first, and I like to put the celery. And I usually do add 2 stalks a person. So for my husband and I do 4, sometimes 5. If we're not feeling celery or we don't have it, no big deal. I chop it up and I throw it in the blender with the chia. And we love ginger. If you don't like ginger, don't do it. We like ginger, so I have some beautiful organic ginger, local, and I peel it or I wash it really well and I put it in the blender. So these 3 things, I start off and I put this in the blender and I go, woo. I'm not doing it for you because the noise is not nice. And we're gonna blend it into a cream. And this is the base, okay? Some of you who like flax, you could do flax instead of chia and alternate. You could also do this with a milk base. You make almond milk, you make it, not from the box, okay? And you have your celery and all that. But when you have the chia, you're really getting all the oils you need that Lalita talked about to help your immune system. So this gets blended into a cream, right? So come back, and then you're gonna put your fruit in. We have here about a cup of each, strawberries, organic, and blueberries. So we're gonna take those and put them into our smoothie, right? And that I go again and I blend. And I never over blend, okay? You gotta be careful, and you can just pulse it a few times and you blend it up. Okay, now what you're doing when you're blending it is you're making it really easy to digest when it goes through the system, and especially down into the small intestine, the colon. Very easy to absorb these oils, these minerals that Lalita told you about, because then they can go right to the bloodstream faster, and from the bloodstream, where does it go? Into your lymphatic system, and goes towards all these cells that Lalita's talking about. And once you have this blended, I get whatever greens I can, the best you can. The best would be the microgreens like the sunflower, the buckwheat, the baby leaves, if you can get from a gardener, from a farmer, from a farmer's market, okay? If not, from your store. But it'd be great if you can start growing your own, even alfalfa sprouts, but really these microgreens and baby leaves are the best. So we take them then, and we put them into our blender, into the cream that I have. And this is where I really like this thing that comes out of the Vitamix. I push them down and just, ooh, just like that, and you have this amazing smoothie. I mean, we are talking high-class smoothie with beautiful strawberry, and I even have a little sunflower sticking out. I don't know if you can see it. This is for all of you. You can start your day with this. I like to have my warm water with lemon, or water with lemon, some wheatgrass if possible, or a green juice, and then this is the first fiber that I put in my body. And this is so good for the colon, so good for the brain, everything Lalita's talking about, the immune system. This will really make you feel full. If you don't feel like that's enough, you make a little extra and you put it in one of these nice jars, right? Put a top and put it away. And it's great for a few hours in the refrigerator, or you take it with you to work. We've talked about this to a lot of you before. This is also great if you don't want a heavy dinner, you have it for dinner. You can eat this anytime, okay? And really, don't be shy with the greens. I put 2 cups in here, but Lalita, she puts like 4 cups, 5 cups, however many you can take, put it in. Now, if you're scared and you don't like it, go easy on it and move into the green slowly. But Baby green spinach and sunflower greens have such a mild taste. They will make you feel so good, you hardly taste it. Now for the kids, I might put an apple in, right? You gotta watch that glycemic chart. You don't wanna go into too many bananas, but if someone needs to start with banana, you put a little, but move away from that and move more into these strawberries and berries, because that's the best thing to keep the viruses and any pathogen in your body not able to eat and not able to multiply. Lalita's class, I love her classes. I hope you all feel inspired. I hope you all go home and make a smoothie like this for yourself. I know a lot of you already do. And it's an honor to be here with you today. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Caroline, for that wonderful presentation. I do want to let everybody know that I'm managing a lot of stuff on the screen here, the chat and the questions and the different videos and windows. So I'm not always looking at the camera. And I do apologize if that comes off a little strange, but I want to make sure that everybody is being attended to. So we're going to open this up now to questions, and that Kailash and I have actually started to manage. And I'm going to actually bring us back to a 4-frame view. So Kailash, if you want to come on with video, we can all start to talk about some of the questions that have been coming up. So Kailash, you started to notice questions. People were wanting to know alternatives for the smoothie, Caroline. And I know Kailash had thrown some stuff out there as well.
Alternatives, hello.
Hello.
So
like alternative fruits, vegetables, things like that that you can use.
okay, you said, so no root vegetables. Did you say root vegetables? So things like you want to substitute the vegetables. You're talking, so I'm talking about leafy greens, not so much vegetables. You understand? So things like baby bok choy, baby spinach, baby kale. Again, the best would be the microgreens that are grown in the soil, the sunflower, the buckwheat lettuce. If you can't find anything but romaine lettuce, I've just chopped the end off the romaine and wash it and put it in the blender, right? So you might even try parsley. My friend Roberto puts basil in his smoothies. So any, you know, fresh, organic, leafy green is the best that you can put in.
Some people are saying that they can't have fruit. Is there any other type of sweetener that you would recommend?
You can make this without fruit. You can just make it the way it is, but without the strawberries at the top. Some people do add cucumber in it, if they can have that. Some people, more celery, you know, but you're moving into something that's more like an energy soup, you know, and that's going to be either on our online program or a webinar that is just more greens. The vegetables are at the base, so we put some zucchini and carrots, and we do put Rejuvelac in that too. So that's a different recipe, but you can do it without the fruit, you know?
Yeah, I love this question. Somebody asked, why do you do it in different phases? You know, why blend the cream first, then the fruit, and then the greens,
That's a good question.
rather than all at once?
Yep, that's a great question. And I was very, you know, when I was going to sleep last night, I was going, I have to show them how to make it, because you can just throw everything in the blender and then blend it, because when you do that, you sometimes you don't get the chia blended. And I think a lot of people are very hooked on the chia milk and the chia puddings. And the thing is, if chia isn't all the way blended down, it is going to go through, all the way through and out you without you getting the actual oils and minerals that you want from the chia. So I do it that way to blend up the harder stuff first. Excuse me. A truck. Chia and celery and ginger, right? Chia, celery, and ginger are harder. So we blend that first. And I don't want to overblend the greens either, right? So if I had the greens at the beginning, there's a lot more blending that's not necessary. So the strawberries, mine are frozen organic because they don't grow here in Puerto Rico. So, but frozen, organic, fresh would be better. And then the greens, you just pulse them in there and blend them. When you blend things, you have more surface area, and it's much better for absorption. And that's part of our living food lifestyle, is that we blend things for that reason. Easier to digest and better for the colon too. Because this food, what it's really doing, okay, and this was the whole root of Ann Wigmore's really living food lifestyles, we're eating food that is cleaning us and nourishing us at the same time. I mean, come on, like you have food that you're eating, you like it, and it's nourishing you, but at the same time, it's helping every day take that garbage out. We're gonna get into that next week. Get it out every day, and this is such a great thing for that.
Yeah, there's some like little specific questions here too. Just what are the greens that you use today specifically?
So these were sunflower greens that were grown by some friends here, and I'm growing them too, but mine weren't ready. And they were also some baby kale and collards that actually I got out of the Institute's garden. So
what about pea? A lot of times people often ask about pea shoots, pea greens.
And I'm sorry, I actually misunderstood a question last week, but pea greens, pea shoots are great. They're a little more starchy, they're a little more heavy, but they're fine. Anything like that would be great. I mean, I want you to like the flavor. So things like pea shoots are nice, they're a little sweet, sunflower, spinach, it's light, right? If you start getting into like a lot of kale or big adult kale or big, it gets bitter. And this is not about suffering, okay? It's about enjoying your food.
And how long do you soak the chia seeds for?
Oh, such wonderful question.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody's questions here. Yes.
Okay, so at least, I would say at least 4 hours is good. You know, I mean, I think I've done it once or twice with 2 hours, but you're gonna see a big difference in how they grow, and when you blend them, that they become a cream without any like grit, you know, and you don't want that kind of like hard stuff. So they really do need like 4 to 6 hours. They're a small seed. So that's why I'm telling you, it's nice to, the night before, you put a couple tablespoons in with the water and put it in your fridge, or some of you have a cool house and you just leave it on the counter, and then you're ready in the morning.
Actually, this is just, some people were just wondering if you can review the difference between sprouts and microgreens. A lot of times I guess we use those words and not everybody knows the difference.
Yes. Yes, and I mean, I agree. I feel like for years we used the word sprouts. So microgreens is kind of a new hot word, kind of like microbiome, micro. So microgreens are grown in soil, right? So things like salad greens like radishes and radish sprouts and alfalfa, broccoli, they're not considered microgreens unless you grow them in the soil. But you know, if you grow them in a bag or in a jar, this is not considered a microgreen. And then, you know, Lalita, sometimes we just use the term like greens, you know, because we want to emphasize the chlorophyll, because the chlorophyll is the best thing to clean your blood. I tell people it's like liquid sunshine.
Perfect. I have a question for you, Lalita. Somebody was asking about the pyramid, and on the pyramid that you suggest only 2 to 3 feet fruits. And what about also needing carbohydrates? You know, that whole question about, you know, how much fruit that people should have versus the carbohydrates that they should have. And I wanted to put that over to you.
Okay. The fruits. The fruits are important. They have the nutrients, they are important minerals. We have fiber in the fruit. And the body needs sugar. But what is the source of the sugar? When we have a body that is out of balance, and there are conditions like hypoglycemic or diabetes or certain conditions, and it's important for us to keep a little amount of fruit. I will say strawberries, berries in general, And the person that is consuming the fruit is going to be feeling what is the amount that I can, because they have a condition that I can handle. Now, this pyramid is prepared especially for healing the body and maintain the balance. Now, if we even are balanced, this is going to be another class that we are going to teach during the course. If our body is balanced, we cannot create unbalance eating a lot of bananas and papaya and mangoes. Because when we eat so much, that is going to create imbalance in my terrain, because it's going to be too much sugar. We have to see, and Carolyn probably going to talk in next webinar, which is the ideal food for the microbiome and microbiota, because they are extremely important for our body to function properly, and the brain also work properly. And then we need a balance with the 80% microbiomes and 20% another bacteria and other virus that we could have in the body. But when we have a microbiome, 80% is controlling, and then controlling the other guys. But what I want to say is we have to keep the balance, because if it's too much sugar, we are going to create imbalance in the body. And then be careful. Maybe you feel that you are well balanced, and then you say, okay, I want to put in my smoothie half a banana. You can do it. Or you said, I'm going to put some papaya, and you can do it too. But the proportion is not so much. You can say, okay, a little banana, or maybe a half cup of mango, or I can use papaya. Other fruits, yes, you can use other fruits. Then you have carbohydrates in all our food, because there are carbohydrates also in greens. There are carbohydrates in all the vegetables that I show in the pyramid. That we have the low starchy vegetables, you have also carbohydrates. You have carbohydrates in the chia seed. You have, we use some grains like buckwheat and quinoa that we sprout. We use also that grains. Careful, because for some people they are not very good. For some people they really enjoy it. And then we use these two because are safe grains for the body. But I will say the whole pyramid is very well balanced, that we cannot be afraid of not having enough carbohydrate. It's all about balance.
Yeah, it is. It is all about balance, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I hope I answered the question.
I think you did. I think you did a wonderful job. Thank you. It's always a good reminder. Just so, this is a quick little question, but or comment. I did notice that somebody said that you mint in the smoothie, and if you can, I think I know the problem with mint sometimes. I don't know, Caroline, if I'm right, but sometimes that can also be considered glycemic, right? Mint as an herb for sweetening. You're on mute. And just kind of, that's, you know, what Lalita was speaking about, just being aware of glycemic index when you're making smoothies.
You asked if you could use something like mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's a green leaf. And there's also the stevia leaf, right? I mean, I wouldn't suggest stevia powder or liquid, but if you, and really you would only need a little bit of a leaf, you know, to sweeten it if you did want it sweet. But the thing is, I mean, you could even put lemon in this, you know, and make it more lemony and ginger. And then it really, you know, the more you get used to not eating sweets, the easier it is. It's something you have to train your palate to do. But you could use, of course, mint leaf or basil or any leafy, nice tasting flavor.
Other types of herbs, I guess, that you can use to kind of have a flavor. Yes, Lalita, you can jump right in. You're on mute as well. Well, you're on mute. Oh. You're on mute, and Caroline, can you mute yourself? Thank you. Yes.
Well, we are learning, huh?
Yes, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
First time being online, you know. But one thing that I have to add, depend how is your terrain, how balanced is your terrain. Because when our terrain is out of balance, my body is asking for more sugar. When you feel that your body is really excited for sugar and needs more, and I want to eat more and more and more, or more carbohydrate, oh, I cannot be without bread, I cannot be without grains, and you are eating more this type of food than the greens and another food that are really full of nourishment, you have to pay attention, because that could be a symptom that your body is out of balance. And then what happens in our society? People are not aware about this, and then they become pre-diabetics, right? They become just very close to have situations with sugar. Then keep learning about your body and observing and see how the body responds. One of the things that I learned in Wigmore is that my body is more peaceful, it's more balanced, it's not craving. Before I used to have so many cravings, and for mangoes and papayas. It was amazing being in Puerto Rico with all that mangoes. I wanted to eat many mangoes because I was coming from a body that was out of balance, and I have overgrowth candida. And then I know very well what happens when the body is out of balance. Thank you, Michelle, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a lot of questions, and I just want people to know that we're going to make an effort to answer them via email if we don't get to them now on this panel. And I've been doing a lot of different back and forth. So Kailash, is there any questions that you're noticing that are kind of like a common theme? I noticed that you're working really hard to answer people's questions as well.
Yeah, I've been working so hard that I hardly pay attention to what's being said here.
I know, it's a balance.
So a lot of people are asking for specific remedies, and this lifestyle really doesn't work that way. So we're really encouraging people to have healthy routines, to have healthy habits, and especially now during this time. And it takes more than a day or one food or one thing to build a healthy immune system. And so I see quite a few people kind of dropping their healthy routines and becoming anxious and kind of freaking out with everything that's going on. And especially at this time, you know, getting enough sleep, going to sleep early, getting enough sleep, hydrating your body well with lemon and lime, and exercising, all of these things, rebounding, everything that this lifestyle teaches. So from our perspective, there is not one food or one practice or one particular thing. It's really a combination. Just like in the smoothie that Carolyn showed, it's not just one food in the smoothie, it's really the combination of the different ingredients. So that would be, like a lot of the questions were about specific things. So the smoothie, of course, is excellent, but then what's important is also the exercise and getting enough sleep and hydrating yourself well and meditating. And as I mentioned last time, having that first and last hour of the day for yourself and really taking that time to call yourself and to go inside and to calm yourself. And the eye cupping, which I mentioned in the last webinar, is very powerful, cupping the eyes to reduce the sympathetic activity to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So little things throughout the day are important, just like the brushing teeth, you know, instead of just brushing once a week or twice a week, the ongoing hygiene, the ongoing practices are really the key to lasting health.
Thanks, Kailash. Yeah, I've been noticing that too. People were asking, you know, what is the one thing I can do, or how can I improve my immune system now? And I think there are some tips that everybody here is offering that you can start to incorporate into your daily lifestyle, and that's that you shouldn't feel overwhelmed and that you have to do everything all at once. But this could be a good wake-up call for a lot of people to either reset their lifestyle or to start their lifestyle in a new direction, rather than getting caught up in the fear and the concern of what's going on. So let's see if there's anything else that is of use to bring up. Oh, somebody just had a quick question, because I think this comes up, is aloe vera. Some people like to put aloe vera in their smoothies, and I know you have an opinion about that, Caroline, so.
Okay. Yeah, I think aloe vera is extremely healing. It is a green leaf, but yeah, I have a lot growing in my yard, and I saw my husband the other day, he just opened it up and ate it. But if you put it in smoothies, really nice with some greens and lemon. It's extremely, that mucilaginous stuff that you see is so good for you, cleaning you out and healing the lining of your whole digestive tract, and so good for the bloodstream. I think aloe vera is one of the best things that you can eat. And you know, there's one more green that I didn't mention that's very good in the smoothies, and also kind of that gooey stuff like aloe, is the purslane. A lot of you have it growing in your yard, especially as spring comes. It's growing all over the place, and we show it to you. We put it in smoothies and energy soup. Purslane in Spanish is verdulaga. And it's a good one to know. And as you're walking around, especially in a nice place that haven't been sprayed, of course, and looking around, you're gonna find it. It's everywhere. But like Michelle says, you just have to take it step by step. And you know, the movement, like Kailash said, the positive thinking, like Lalita said, you know, the eating well, the exercise, these are all things, like Michelle said, we're giving you a lot of tips. It's a change in lifestyle to create a healthy immune system. Aloe vera also is good for your skin, you know, on the outside, for sure on the inside, but all over the outside also. And you can just bite right into it. But we just got to take it slow and wake up and start our days and have health as our priority. You know, I think that that's key. And that's putting your happiness as priority, because when you're healthy, you're happy, right?
Yeah, we are. Well, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Is there any final words of wisdom, Lalita, you want to give to the group? You're on mute. So I know, there she is.
I have to say that I am proud of all of us doing this webinar for first time. I have to congratulate the two teachers that participate and support, and Carolyn, wonderful Carolyn, with your smoothie. Thank you so much. And Kailash doing a review also. It was wonderful. And I am so grateful to Michelle also. And Betsy, that is now, we don't see Betsy, but she also helped a lot in this webinar. But Michelle, you're amazing. Thank you so much. But I want to say thank you so much to all the friends that support in different ways for this webinar with comments, and also grateful for all of you students that came today, for all your wonderful questions. And I'm so excited, and I will recommend you to create a wonderful routine. Start early morning with water with lemon. Do some exercise in the morning. Prepare your smoothie. Begin the day with enthusiasm. Walk, see, create, write down a routine for you, okay? Thank you so much for being here, and make my dream, you know, that we are all a great family. No important, doesn't matter where you are. Thank you so much for being, and I'm looking forward to see you, even if I don't see you, to see you here in the next webinar, because it's going to be very interesting, okay? Oh,
thanks.
thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to say that congratulate all the teachers for doing such a great job with getting online. About 3 weeks ago, when the Institute was closed, I reached out to Caroline and I said that we have to get this online. And this is something I've been saying for a long time. And I just came out from maternity leave. I just had babies. So I am getting back online myself, but I came out early because this really compelled me to bring information to everybody, because I know how strong the community is and we need to be more available outside of the property of Ann Wigmore. So because of that, I've noticed that some people are asking about an online program. Yes, we are working very hard to have an online program. As you all can imagine, it's a lot of work. So we are planning to run a program starting at the end of May. I'm going to put that out there as a date. That's the ambitious date. And it will be virtual and it will be in person. So it won't be videos, because that's not where we're at this stage. It will be meeting in groups, working together to build the living food lifestyle in your home, with a series of webinars and courses that are for the small group that decides to join. For this first program, we are going to take applications, and we're going to be sending out an application form to our list and asking people who are interested to apply. And the reason is that we're looking for a group to really help us grow this program. So we're looking for people with a range of experiences, and we're also going to price it on a sliding scale. So we're not going to have one set fee. We're looking to really include everybody that maybe do not have the funds, but then we're also encouraging people who do have the funds to contribute more.